I'm Mark Talbot. I'm the police chief of the city of Norfolk. We're out here because an officer conducted a routine traffic stop at about 9:40 p.m. here in the 1800 block of East Little Creek Road. The officer attempted to stop the car. The car pulled onto the lot here in the 1800 block of East Little Creek. Officer approached the car, had a backup officer with him. As the officer was engaging with the suspect, the officer discovered that the suspect had a felony warrant. Several times he ordered the driver to get out of the car. The driver refused. Ultimately, the driver put the car in drive and took off with the officer being drug along. The car ultimately stopped. The officer continued to try to get the suspect out of the car. The suspect tried to again put the car in reverse and drag the officer even further. The officer was in fear of his life. He shot one time into the car, striking the suspect. The suspect was given aid by medics and transported to hospital, and we were told that the suspect was later pronounced deceased. That's all we know right now. Thank you.
Was it the Mercedes?
Sorry, he's good there. Virginia State Police is investigating this incident at the request.
Thank you guys so much.
I got the call from the Norfolk Police letting me know that there had been an officer-involved shooting. I come out to every officer-involved shooting, whether fatal or non-fatal, personally, because I personally make the decisions on these cases on whether the officer's use of force is justified or not. And I think I have a personal responsibility, if I'm making a very serious call like that, to make sure that I've seen the scene personally. The Norfolk Police do something that they don't have to do, which is call in an independent agency to do these investigations. They've done that for the better part of 10 years. Norfolk is perfectly capable of investigating itself. They were very good, but I think that it is an excellent practice and one that demonstrates the professionalism and transparency of the Norfolk Police Department, that they routinely call in the Virginia State Police to these investigations. The state police are on scene. I've already spoken with them. They have their own team of investigators who puts together an investigative file that solely deals with the police's use of force. So they are assembling their team, they are doing their work, and I'm confident that they will be able to give us the information for this case. I make sure that I don't prejudge anything. I have the same preliminary set of facts that Chief Talbot has discussed with you all. We have a good idea about what has happened, but thanks to the transparency and the collaboration, we'll have a full report in a few months' time.
Were there any witnesses? I know it's kind of late when this happened, but I know large shopping center. Were there any bystanders maybe that you guys noticed or police is working on maybe chatting with?
As is my standard practice, it's Virginia prosecutors, we can talk process, but really can't talk facts. And I can tell you, having been out to dozens upon dozens of both homicide and officer-involved shooting scenes, the initial assessment of the facts, everybody has a little piece of the story, so over the course of the first several hours, things come together. So I don't want to, even if I could talk to you, I don't want to tell you one thing, turn out that I didn't have all the information. So I know that both the Norfolk Police and the State Police have canvassed, they've looked both for cameras, and for witnesses, they are going to put together whatever they are able to put together, share that information with the State Police, and have the State Police give it all to me.
Absolutely. Last one for me, just it's been a busy, past week and a half in the city of Norfolk. This is the third time I think we've talked to Chief Talbot about something like this violent happening in the city. Just any message to citizens about just the recent events that have happened?
Look, things happen. I know that's not necessarily a really satisfying answer, but there is a pattern. And what we see is as the weather gets warmer, as schools start to let out, as the days get longer, then all across the United States, you see an uptick in criminal incidents. And then they stay a little bit busier, and then they go down as we get into the fall and as schools get back in. So we've had a number of incidents in Norfolk. They're all unrelated to each other. They're not, correlation is not causation. So we and the Norfolk Police treat each of them on their own individual merits, but we could go a long time without seeing each other again. We'd have to see, but for the moment, this is what our typical seasonal patterns that we see as the summer comes in.
Do you happen to know the last time there was a deadly officer-involved shooting?
It was, I don't remember the exact date, Brett. It was within the last 12 months. I want to say it was the middle to late summer of last year. It was a fatal shooting in Mariners Watch up in the north side of the city.
Do you know if anyone was evacuated out of any of these buildings after that shooting?
I don't know, but I would doubt it based on what I know about the facts at the moment.